Collared him, he didn't try and do a runner?
No, he just stood there.
Do you know him?
Well, not by name. I've seen him before. He's coming with his dad once or twice.
Did you do that? What's your name?
It's Billy, Sarge.
Billy what?
The kid. That's all he'll say.
It's been a pain in the backside. He won't tell us anything.
So you want me to take a look at him?
Well, you interviewed those kids about the arson attacks on cars. Maybe you know him.
What's his name?
Billy.
Billy what?
The kid.
Billy the kid, and that's all he's saying?
Well, he's told us he's 10, apart from that zilch.
You're gonna have to talk to us sometime, Billy. How old are you? Why? You ain't old enough.
No. Sorry, Sarge, I don't recognise him.
Well, it was worth a go. Thanks anyway. Cheers. Has he said anything?
About 8 words.
You ready to talk now? What was the W for? The W on the shop door? This is a waste of time. He's mucking us about. We'll wait for social services. They can deal with it.
Mr. Rashid tells me you've got my stepson, Billy Adams. He painted on Mr. Rashid's window.
I'm dropping the charges.
I mean, I'm going to pay for the window, you know. No harm done. I mean, I never knew Billy wanted to go to art school, you know.
Could I have your name, please?
Tom Adams. Listen, Dol, I don't have all day to fart about. I've got a living to earn. He's dropping the charges, so you're holding my lad under false pretenses.
Come on.
I hear you're booked for play school.
Very funny. I'm trying to get social services to come this side of Christmas.
Boss Clark says you're quite taken with him.
Getting broody.
Don't act so tough, Matt. You know you like playing dad to cheeky little boys.
Don't act so tough, Sarge. Hello? Yeah, I am holding.
Development, Sarge. Billy's stepfather's just turned up.
Sorry about that, Sergeant. I mean, I don't know what got into the lad. Neurons in his brain must have got disconnected or something, you know what I mean?
Well, maybe you and his mother should keep a sharper eye on him.
His mother's dead, Sergeant. I'm his sole guardian. And Billy can be quite a handful, let me tell you. Can you, mate?
Well, whatever. Let's hope we don't see him again.
Come on, Tiger. Let's go get pizza.
So what exactly are you saying about relationships at Sunhill, Jim?
Well, they're jinxed. Dave and Polly.
Dave was playing away.
John Bolton and Claire.
Bolton was murdered.
You and Eddie Santini.
Yeah, all right. I think you've made your point. Matthew and I are fine. We're just two single people having a bit of fun.
Well, it's early days yet. We'll see.
Hey! Thank you.
Here you go.
It was the hammers.
What?
The W on the window. It was for the hammers.
The hammers are spelt with an H.
West Ham United, you dork.
Oh, right. You a supporter? Bit useful, that Decanio. Billy. Why'd you keep getting yourself arrested? Are you in some sort of trouble?
I ain't a grass.
Hey?
I'm only talking because I've been arrested.
Of course. Of course you're not a grass. Anyone can see that.
I had to tell you.
Tell me what?
I ain't scared for myself, you know. I'm scared for my sister. She'll end up like her mum.
What do you mean, Billy?
You ain't to tell anyone else. And you ain't to tell my sister I told you. And she ain't to know you're a copper either.
OK. What's your sister's name?
Katie,
How old is she?
15. She's at the Burnley guest house this week.
So?
She's seeing men.
Hello?
Who are you?
Matthew.
Well, they didn't tell me to expect no one. Who sent you?
Who's they?
You pay downstairs.
There's no one there.
You can pay me. 40 quid.
I'm not here for that.
What do you mean? What are you here for?
To speak to you.
People don't generally pay me for my conversation.
I thought you might want some help.
You're nervous, aren't you? It's okay. Look, why don't you take your clothes off and we'll take a shower together, yeah? You gotta pay me first, though.
No.
Don't be shy.
I'm not a punter.
Well, who are you then?
I'm from the Residents' Association. We've heard that underage girls have been forced to work as prostitutes. We want to help.
You're having a laugh.
No.
I'm 18, mister. I can do what I like. I don't need your help. You a copper or something?
No.
Well, I don't need a social worker, if that's what you mean. You are shy, aren't you?
Listen, I'm not here for that.
Mister, either you take your clothes off and get in the shower or bog off now before I call the police.
Why do you have to go with her?
Because, Billy, you won't tell us where you live, so you have to go with social services. We can't just dump you out on the street.
But I know where I live.
Yeah, but you won't tell us.
John Ryan, Sarge, that assault and peddler's bar.
Hi, Mr. Ryan. What's your address?
So Mr. Ryan's your boss, is that correct, Mr. Samuels?
Yes, I run his bar for him. And I don't want to press charges, okay?
Is this because you're worried you'll lose your job?
No, it's just... John was drunk. Gets like that. Says I'm not running the place properly.
So, you don't want this to become a police matter?
Not that, no.
What do you mean, not that?
I'm being blackmailed.
Come again?
Someone is blackmailing me.
Is this what you and Mr. Ryan were fighting about?
No, this is separate, a different matter.
So do you want to tell us about that, then?
I went with a woman. She was about 30. I met her in a pub. I had no idea she was a call girl. Then I get a phone call saying that if I don't pay the money, they'll tell.
Tell who? Your wife?
No, I'm not married.
Then who?
Do they have any incriminating evidence or videos, photos, that kind of thing?
No, I just got this phone call saying they knew and they wanted money. And they'd say where and when later.
And you say Mr. Ryan's got nothing to do with this?
No, nothing.
Mr. Samuels, I really don't think you've got anything to worry about. If they haven't got any evidence, then it's your word against theirs. Anyway, who are they going to tell? If you have a girlfriend and it gets back to her, well, just deny it.
Deny it? What do you mean, deny it? Isn't blackmail serious crime?
Yeah, sure. So would you like us to pursue it?
Well, yes, I suppose. Well, I don't know.
A serious crime group at Scotland Yard handle blackmail. We'll pass on your details to them, and they'll contact you if there are any developments. And then you can deal directly with them. OK? Thanks.
Cheers.
So what are you and Jim up to?
Well, we were going to go for Rouse. Matthew Boyden.
Jane Edmonds, I don't believe it.
How's it going, Matt?
Yeah, good. And you?
DI, SCG.
High flyer. So what are you doing here?
She came to see you, Sarge.
I was on your patch, and I got a call saying there might be something here for SCG.
Right. That's Tim.
We're not together anymore.
Oh. Sorry to hear that.
I'm not.
Right. Better get on.
We should go for a drink. Catch up.
Yeah. Yeah, catch you later.
Okay.
Old flame, Sarge.
No. Not exactly.
All we've got is this bloke who gets assaulted by his boss and then suddenly claims he's being blackmailed.
And there's nothing more to it than that. There's no evidence.
Is the boss involved?
Well, Mr. Samuel says not, but he's downstairs. We can always talk to him if you want.
Like we said on the phone, Mum, it's not much.
That's all right. If I hadn't come in, I wouldn't have renewed an old acquaintance.
Who's that then?
Matthew Boyden.
She and Sergeant Boyden go way back.
Bit of history then, Mum.
Sarge,
Vicky?
we've released John Ryan, but I said you might like a word, and he's happy to help.
Well, I hope you haven't told him about the blackmail.
Of course not.
Well, Mum, you're more than welcome to join us, but like I said, I think you're wasting your time.
I will, thanks. And don't worry about it. It's not entirely wasted. Matt Boyden was a good friend of mine. What was your fight about, Mr. Ryan?
The business. The bar's doing really badly. Mike's my manager and he's not pulling his finger out.
I see.
Why? What did Mike say?
I'm afraid we can't tell you that.
Well, he didn't say anything else, did he?
Like what?
Oh, I don't know. He's a funny sort of bloke. Lives in a world of his own most of the time.
Oh, yeah?
We were arguing about the business. It's going down the tubes. I'm sure it's his flight's a fantasy to turn half my customers away.
Right. Where are we going then?
Where are we going then, Sarge? Burnley Guest House, small matter of underage prostitution.
You didn't want to invite D.I. Edmonds along then?
There's nothing to do with it.
Sarge, you know, you did promise Billy the Kid that you wouldn't tell his sister what he told you.
You got any better ideas, Ros? The girl's at risk.
Well, that was a whole lot of nothing, Duncan.
You know, I get the impression that Ryan's not telling the truth, Gov.
Yeah, but so what? There's no crime so far. Samuels has no evidence he's being blackmailed.
Yeah, but why should he make it up?
Because he's a fruitcake? I don't know. If there are any developments, I'll be in touch. My mobile's on there. No.
What?
I'm sure that's John Ryan.
Sierra Oscar from 361. Vehicle check, please.
You're the manager and you didn't know there was a 15-year-old girl doing tricks in room 22?
Says who?
Says me.
She was 18. There's no one here, Sarge. They're all bona fide guests.
You haven't heard the last of this.
The bloke who split off from the car when we arrived was definitely John Ryan.
What, the bloke you had in earlier?
For assault on a guy who reckons he's being blackmailed.
And?
There could be a connection somewhere. You should tell CID at least.
Come on, Sarge. Normally I'd be interested, but it's way past my beer time.
That's right, Duncan. Don't let a case get in the way of a pint of heavy.
Besides, it's the SCG's baby now.
Then why don't you tell D.I. Edmonds?
Tell you what. Why don't you get in touch with her? After all, you knew her, and she's dying to get reacquainted.
Right, well, I better ring her.
You didn't have anything salacious in mind then?
Meaning?
Well, if it was just business, we could have done it over the phone.
Well, I'm sure I did to go for a drink.
I didn't notice any wild horses dragging you here.
Look, Jane, I'm just here to do a job.
So this John Ryan was seen at the B&B where your underage kid was turning tricks. And you think there might be a connection?
Well, Vicky Hagen does.
Your girlfriend?
Yes. So what do you think?
Well, I thought the Samuels thing was a waste of time, but this sheds a new light on it.
How do you mean?
Of course, it would mean Samuels was stealing major porkies.
Why would he do that?
There was another case in Islington I turned up a few weeks ago.
Which was?
Privileged, Matthew.
Oh, come on, Jane, don't play hard to get.
You know, I think I better come back to Sunhill tomorrow. Make further inquiries.
Yeah, we'll make it in the morning. I'm not in till the afternoon.
Now, who's playing hard to get? I thought you wanted to know about me and Tim.
How was he?
He couldn't handle the fact that I was flying through the ranks. He was jealous. Hit the booze, then the booze hit him. He's a qualified alcoholic now.
Is he still in the job?
So I hear. but we don't see each other. He's in Stockwell. How about you? You ever settled down?
No. But as you've noticed, I've got a girlfriend.
Footloose and fancy-free, eh? Fancy making a night of this?
Suppose you heard then?
Heard what?
Well, that Billy absconded from the children's home last night.
What's he up to? Where's he gonna go?
Home?
He's scared, Ros. I'm worried about him. Where's the stepfather? That's what I'd like to know.
Good time last night, Sarge.
I told you, it was business. We had a couple of drinks and I went home.
Of course you did, Matt. I believe you.
Yes, the kids' playground at the back of Towlow Street, Ross. Failing to stop by all accounts. Ambulance, it's on its way.
Received, Reg. On way.
That's it. Would you mind standing back, please? Would you can stand on the pavement?
Excuse me. It's Billy. Did anyone see what happened?
I saw a car.
Ros.
Yeah, Sarge.
You are wasting your time. I said I didn't want to press charges against John. And I'm sorry I mentioned the blackmail. I want to drop the complaint. It's obviously not going to come to anything, is it?
Is that because it's Mr. Ryan who's blackmailing you?
No.
You told these officers that you were being blackmailed after having sex with a 30-year-old call girl you met in a pub.
Yes, but it doesn't matter now. I don't think anything's going to happen, do you?
Mr. Samuels, I'm investigating a case of blackmail in Islington, where a man is taken to a guest house where he pays to have sex. He then receives a videotape of the act and a note saying the girl's barely 15.
What's that got to do with me?
We know John Ryan has connections with underage prostitutes.
Yesterday you were fighting with him.
And then you tell us you're being blackmailed.
John is not blackmailing me. I don't know who is.
You don't have to protect him, Mr. Samuels.
In Islington, the victim was told that if he didn't pay up, his wife would get to know, and later the police. Is this scenario familiar?
I've already told you I'm not married.
But otherwise?
I didn't know she was underage. She looked 18 to me.
So is there a tape?
It came in the post. I burnt it with the garden rubbish.
That was clever.
They want £2,000 and they'll tell you where and when. Is that correct?
Then why come to us and give us a cock and bull story about a 30-year-old prostitute in a pub?
Because I didn't know she was just a kid, that's why. I thought if I told you I was being blackmailed but not the real story, then when they asked for money, you could set up an operation and catch them.
I just don't get it. Why doesn't he just point the finger at Ryan?
Because he's scared of him? Samuels knows he's only got his word against Ryan's. We need to catch Ryan in the act of collecting the money. And he won't try and get out of Samuels now we're involved.
Bit of a breakthrough, though, Mum. Maybe it was all down to Sergeant Boyden.
Indirectly. As soon as he said Ryan was at a guest house where an underage girl was turning tricks, it was a good bet that Samuels was into something more sordid than he was saying.
How's Billy the kid?
Semi-conscious, fractured ribs, some internal bleeding.
I heard Wingnett's got a partial index.
Yeah, but it fits nearly 20 cars in Canley alone.
I gather D.I. Edmonds has been here again today.
Has she? Well, good for her. It's bug all to do with me.
Sarge, there's a Katie Adams at the front desk worried that her brother Billy's gone missing.
Right. Cheers.
I knew you were old Bill when you come to the Burnley yesterday.
Is that why you did a runner?
Runner from what?
You're working as a prostitute. What's more, you're underage.
I'm 18, mate. You prove otherwise.
Really? Billy told me that you were 15.
You know Billy, but well, where is he? He never come back last night.
Casey, Billy's all right, but he's had an accident. He's in hospital.
What?
He was run over by a car. We think it was deliberate.
Well, where is he? Take me there now.
Yeah, in a minute. He's all right. Please, sit down. Billy's really worried about you. Yesterday he got himself arrested twice because he wanted to tell us about you without seeming a grass.
Well, what's he been saying? Has he said anything about Tom, our stepdad?
No. But now you come to mention it, where is he?
Here and there.
Why doesn't he give us your real address?
Look, we ain't done nothing wrong and we don't like police poking their noses in.
Does he know you're working as a prostitute?
Leave Tom out of this! He's great. He looks after us. Thanks to him, we ain't in care. Our mum died of smack. Tom's the only one who looks after us.
So well looked after you're doing tricks for punters. Does he know what you do?
I said leave him out of it! Tom's better than a proper dad. Until I was 11, I never had one of those. Do you know what that's like? Tom's all we've got. I do what it takes to keep us together as a family.
Well, if you don't tell us where you live, Billy will have to go into care.
He's in hospital. What's that if it ain't care?
Do you know why someone would want to hurt Billy?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Katie, he got himself arrested because he was really worried about you. And then he was run over deliberately. Why don't you tell us what's going on?
Why don't you get out my face? I don't like coppers, and I want to see my little brother now.
All units 33 Broad Tower on the Maycroft estate. There's a stabbing. The informant is a Miss Sarah Mundell. Anyone free to deal?
Yeah, Sierra Oscar 79. Show us stealing.
I told you that was bad news!
Come on, take over there. Come on. Back, please. All right,
Come on, listen. Are you Sarah Mundell?
Yeah.
Can you tell us what happened?
I was in the kitchen and they were arguing.
Who?
Carl and this Natalie.
Did he lend somebody the car?
Yeah, and he brings it back with the headlights smashed. And then I could hear him shouting about knocking over some kid. Carl yelled, come in here and there's blood!
All right, come in. Sarah! Sarah, can you give us the name of the man who had the car?
Adams. Tom Adams.
This man got his tape 3 weeks ago. It's a guest house in Islington. They obviously move around to keep one step ahead of the game. Is this the girl that came in earlier? The one Sergeant Boyden was so interested in?
I can't be certain, ma'am. You can hardly see her face and the hair looks different.
Okay, thanks. I'll have a word with Sergeant Boyden when he gets back. I can't believe he had this girl in the station and he didn't let me know.
He's got no reason to hold her, ma'am.
He knows I have an interest in her.
Does he? You didn't tell us about the connection until we went to see Samuels.
This girl is involved in blackmail with Ryan. You know, I think Sergeant Boyden is losing his touch in his old age. Right. Okay. We have 2 definite victims of blackmail. We have Samuels and we've got Martin, this bloke. Though there could be a lot more who've paid up. Now, the MO of the 2 we know is the same. A man approaches punters coming out of sex shops and offers sex with young girls. The man then takes the punters to a guest house.
Different ones around London.
They then receive a tape and a demand for £2,000.
So how do they find out where the punters live?
Well, the guy who takes them to the guest house follows them home. Now, presuming that the punters pay up, with a conservative estimate of, what, 4 punters a day for a 5-day week? Works out at 40 grand.
Multiply that by the number of weeks that the scam's been running.
Well, I hope the girl's getting everything out of it. Just like the bloke who's touting her. She's certainly putting in the hours.
This is footage of an operation to get the blackmailer that went belly up. Now, this is the victim. Now, this kid approaches, and before we know it, a guy approaches on a bike, snatches the bag, and races off before we can do anything about it. Now, we questioned the child afterwards, but he said he was paid by someone he didn't know to approach the punter.
Could you just freeze it there, please? That's Katie's wee brother, Billy.
I'm busy, Reg.
DI Edmund, steady searches. Want you back at CID right now. Over.
Look, I'm on a call. I'll come back as soon as I'm finished, all right?
I know you're trying to trick me into hanging around. Oh, you and all. What are you after? I ain't done nothing wrong.
Where's your stepdad, Katie?
Oh, I need three of you to interrogate me now. Maybe you should wait for reinforcements.
Can I have a word?
Matt.
Please, just give me a minute, all right? Who do you reckon to do something like that to him? Hey? Adams is your pimp, isn't he?
What are you talking about?
I'm pretty certain it was him that did that to Billy.
You're lying.
Well, it stands to reason, doesn't it? Billy wants to grass him up, Adams wants him out the way.
Well, how do you know it was Tom?
Because he just tried to kill the bloke that lent him the car.
You're a liar. You're just trying to trick me into telling you where he is. Well, I won't.
And he's wanted for attempted murder.
You're sick, mate. Do you know that? And you can't keep me here. Aren't we going to stop her?
On what grounds?
Obstruction?
She's not going to tell us where Adams is. She's besotted with him.
Message from Cad. D.I. Evans is desperate to see you as soon as.
I know.
I suppose the feeling's mutual.
What's that supposed to mean? Listen, I don't need your nagging right now. And when you come to work, you leave your personal relationships at home.
You let her go. You're unbelievable, Matthew. You know that? Things have developed, for goodness sake. You confirm it's Billy on the tape. It's probably Adams on the bicycle and Katie on the other tape with a punter. And still you don't think they're involved in blackmail?
I said I didn't think they were involved in blackmail till I got back here.
Well, maybe if you'd got back here when I told you to get
Just
back here...
because Katie's on the tape, it doesn't mean to say she's got anything to do with extortion.
Of course she does.
And we could have interviewed her to find out.
Ryan turned up at the guest house she was operating from for a start.
Well, Ryan's not the blackmailer. It's Adams, isn't it? If it's Adams on the bike...
You didn't know that until just now. And we don't know what Ryan's role is. Adams might be working for him. You're going soft in the head.
Hang on.
You really don't think the kid's involved in this scam? Katie has to be the one who turned on the camcorder. She has to be in on it. And Billy was on the tape where the drop was made.
Well, if you hadn't been so petty last night and told me about the Islington case, maybe I'd have put two and two together earlier.
Don't try and worm your way out of this.
Look, Billy's still in hospital. Katie's bound to visit him.
Maybe we should talk to him.
No, I'll do that. I'm in a better position than anybody to get something out of Billy. You lot will frighten him off.
OK, but do it now. And while you're there, make sure the hospital will know to tell us if Katie turns up. And please God, no more screw-ups at Sunhill.
Do you know what I think? I think you're miffed because I turned you down last night.
I'm your senior officer, and you'd do well to remember that.
Yeah, well, I'll deal with it when I get back from the hospital.
Sarge? I'm sorry about earlier.
After Eddie Santini, another copper's trying to do you over. Is that what you think?
Just tell me if she's an old girlfriend.
Jane Edmonds? No. I was best man at her and Tim's wedding. He was a mate of mine. She came on to me at the reception, and she's never forgiven me for rejecting her.
So nothing happened last night, then?
That's right. And because she couldn't bash me up in bed, she tried it upstairs in CID.
If it was just business, why couldn't you do it on the telephone?
Tim was a really good mate of mine. I wanted to know what had happened to him. Apparently she drove him to drink.
I'm sorry.
On top of that, I'm dealing with a 15-year-old girl who, for the first 11 years of her life, had no father. She's on the game, possibly involved in blackmail. Her mother died of smack, and her brother thinks she's going the same way. Billy, do you know what blackmail is? Katie could be in a lot of trouble. You want to help her, don't you?
I know about the blackmail, but Katie doesn't.
Eh?
Katie doesn't know.
Oh, she must know, Billy. There's a camera in her room.
Tom said she had to use the camera to keep her safe, in case the men got nasty.
Well, how comes you know about the blackmail, and she doesn't?
Tom and Carl. One day I heard them laughing. They said they were making loads of money.
Carl? Is that a black guy, Billy? Carl Phillips?
They said if I ever told Katie, they'd hurt her.
And that's why you got yourself arrested. Billy, do you remember meeting a bloke in the park a couple of weeks ago? And your stepdad came along on a bike.
He asks me to do things like that sometimes. Because he says it helps Katie.
You don't like doing it, though.
Katie says she loves Tom. Ever since they shared the same bed. She doesn't know what he's really like.
You don't want her to love him, do you, Billy?
If you tell us where you live, we can help you both.
Katie said I couldn't sleep in her bed anymore. I had to sleep in the bedroom downstairs, by the garage. It was so cold. Katie!
Sarge?
Katie. Katie!
Lost her, Sarge.
Great. 600 from 79.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Jim, are you still in the ICU?
Confirmed.
Carl Phillips, I want you to keep an eye on him. I think he might be involved in a scam with Adams.
Well, that might be a bit difficult. Phillips died 10 minutes ago.
Received. Listen, don't tell D.I. Edmonds Katie was here again.
Sarge.
Just don't tell her, right?
Mum? Mum, the nurse reckons that Katie arrived at about 8 o'clock this morning. At 8:45, she asked if she could take Billy to the toilet. That was the last anyone saw of him. It was 9:30 before they realised he was missing. But they had an emergency on.
The CCTV shows a girl and a man wheeling Billy down the corridor at 8:57. Now, the man could be Adams, but he was wearing a cap and dark glasses, so...
And Billy had a rough night. They were afraid there may be more internal bleeding, and the doctor says that moving him any distance may put his life in danger.
So why didn't the hospital phone us when Katie turned up like we asked them to?
They say they weren't asked to, Mum.
She's obsessed with Adams to do that to her little brother.
What did I say? Please, please, no more screw-ups. Katie was the only lead we had.
Yeah, but Katie knew nothing about the blackmail, Gov. She was just being used as bait.
Well, then that's even worse. You're so disgusted that this girl's been exploited, but you still forget to tell the hospital to inform us when she turns up. Now Billy's missing as well.
Well, I'm sorry something came up. It slipped my mind.
Our mind, Sarge.
Well, what came up? Why don't you share it with us all?
We found out that Phillips had died.
Oh, yeah. The other lead that went to the dogs.
That was not my fault.
It's Katie on the CCTV, but you're not sure it's Adams, right?
Well, he's in disguise, but who else is it going to be?
This is brilliant. You've lost us Katie, which in turn loses us Adams, who's now wanted for murder. Added to that, you've put Billy's life in danger. Nice one. Any suggestions as to where we go from here?
Well, Gov, if it is blackmail, well, surely this bloke Samuels is going to get a demand sooner or later. It's just a case of waiting, isn't it?
Ryan's not going to go to Samuels now that he knows we're involved. You see, we reckon this scam's going to quieten down for a while.
So you can see that your neglect of duty has left us all up the Swanee without a paddle.
Don't worry about it, Sarge. She could have just as easily had a go at me.
It's unlikely. You didn't turn her down.
Sarge, if Adams and Phillips are using Katie as bait for blackmail, well, why does Ryan have to be involved?
How do you mean?
Adams is pimping his own stepdaughter. Why does he need to let anyone else in on it?
So you had sex at the Burnley guest house, Mr. Ryan? And a tape came through the post?
With a note saying the girl is underage, yes. Why did you tell him? I didn't have any choice.
When were you at the Burnley, Mr. Ryan?
The day before Mike, last Thursday.
You found out about the guest house through Mr. Ryan?
And you got the tape on?
Monday. We both got tapes on Monday, the day I was arrested.
And then you went back to the guest house? After you were released?
Yeah. Stupid, I know, but I wanted to reason.
Katie?
If that's her name, yeah. But she wasn't there.
She didn't know about the blackmail anyway.
And that's why you had the fight here?
Mike said he wanted to go to the police. I didn't want him to. My wife.
John just wanted to pay the money and have done with it.
What, you've had a demand already, Mr. Ryan? They phoned yesterday. I've got to go to hotel tomorrow, 2:30.
So, you could get a demand any day, Mr. Samuels.
Not necessarily. Adams might cut and run. Katie's bound to have told him we've been snooping about.
Yeah, but Adams doesn't know we know about the blackmail. And judging by that tape of him on the bike, well, he must fancy his chances.
Yeah, well, whatever. It's Mr. Ryan that's had the demand, and it's Mr. Ryan that can help us.
So, thanks to Sergeant Boyden's intrepid detective work, we know that at precisely 2:30 this afternoon, Ryan has been instructed to place this holdall containing the money in a cubicle of the gents' toilets at the Ivy Ridge Hotel. Duncan and Ross, Vic and Vicky be at the bar, just in case there's more than one of them. Sergeant Boyden and I will be watching from a car outside.
What if Adams turns up?
It's unlikely, Duncan. He's wanted for murder. He's going to get someone else to do his dirty work.
If you can find anyone.
If Adams turns up, and remember, Sergeant Boyden is the only one who can ID him, then we don't need to wait till he picks up the money. We just nick him straight away.
We what?
Okay?
Mum.
What are you doing? You can't nick Adams at the hotel.
He's wanted for murder, Matthew.
Look, if he turns up, he'll lead us to the kids. Billy's life's in danger.
There's no guarantee. And I'm not letting that guy slip through my fingers again.
You just want a body, don't you? You don't give a toss about anybody.
Do you? Or are you just trying to make amends because you've cocked up so many times over the past few days? Whose fault is it Billy's disappeared?
I got you, Ryan.
We would have got there eventually.
Yeah, of course you would. You were so convinced Ryan was the blackmailer, you couldn't see the wood for the trees.
Look, we nick Adams and he tells us where the kids are, OK?
No, we won't. Why should he? What's in it for him? He's already killed once. Why should he care that Billy's life's in danger?
Katie's looking after Billy. If he's sick, she'll call an ambulance.
She won't. She's besotted with Adams.
I want that man, Matthew. And I intend to have him.
Matt. You're the only person that can ID Adams, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, if he pitches up and you say someone else.
She may risk following him to get to Adams.
So you're happy with this woman Plod who's lost her licence?
It's going all right. Thanks very much.
You should be a little more ambitious, Matthew. Mingle with the high flyers. Couple of years I'll be going for DCI.
Don't envy your next husband, then. If there is another one.
He looks promising.
Yeah, but it's not Adams.
Still. DC Lennox from DI Edmonds.
Steve might be on. I see one male, black leather jacket, blue jeans. It's not Adams, so wait till he's got the money.
Received.
Sorry, mate, go on.
Well, he's pretty cool. He's finishing off his drink at the bar. Do you want us to go and nick him?
Wait until he attempts to leave the hotel.
Give it here. Listen, Duncan, it's Matt Boyden. Hang on, don't nick him.
What do you think you're doing?
Look, Jane, this is not Adams. If you nick this guy, he won't tell you where he is. Adams is wanted for murder, attempted murder, blackmail. He's the one you want.
And you want the kids. We're gonna tail this guy, Duncan.
You and Ross leave the bar now.
Vic and Vicky after the target's left.
Here we go.
That makes you look ridiculous.
This car's been abandoned on the Linden estate. So, local knowledge. Something Billy told me about his sleeping arrangements.
Bit of a long shot, this, isn't it?
Billy said he was kicked out of Katie's bed. Made to sleep downstairs next to the garage. There's only one block like that on the Linden estate. That's Phillips's car. It's the right PNC. Here he is. DC Lennox from 7-9. He's in Magpie Street. Katie? Is he all right?
He's sick. Tom said he was getting a doctor.
Ross, get an ambulance.
Sarge.
So the kids are here, but no Adams. Thanks, Matthew.
That was Adams upstairs. So what are you waiting for? I'd hurry up and nick him if I were you.
Where's Katie? Is everything gonna be right now?
Don't worry, he'll be fine.
Are you happy now?
What do you mean?
Well, what have I got out of all this? We ain't got nothing or no one now. Thanks a lot.
There's gratitude for you. You know, you were willing to let a killer get away for the sake of those kids. I could report you for pulling a stunt like that.
Please yourself.
But I think you know me well enough to know that I won't.
You've got your man. You'll get the credit. Another notch on your CV.
Come up and see me sometime.
In your dreams, Mom.